And welcome everybody to another episode of Mac Yak.
Hi guys.
We got
a minute
everybody
and a half late because Greg was trying to multitask.
This is episode number 30, guys. So we're getting up there. And we actually have Steve in here for a little bit tonight. He is actually over in Japan. So hi from Japan there, Steve.
I'm in the future, yes.
In multiple ways. Craigslist and Marketplace aren't good enough for me. I'm gonna go get my toys in Japan.
Yes. Yeah. Let's use that excuse.
All right, but like I said, Steve's not going to be with us too long. He's got vacationing stuff to do there, so I don't think the wife is going to let him stay on too long.
No,
here,
so I'm just going to say hi right now, and I'll bow out. But I wish you guys a good show, and I'll be trying to watch some from the train. But
you better.
I'll let you know if I find any good Mac goodies over here.
Sounds good, man.
Nice.
You've already been finding them, so all right,
yeah.
fun,
I hope I'm going to release a little video. Maybe I'll edit it while I'm on the train. We'll see.
Or you can just jump back on the call if you find something special.
Yeah,
There
they'll
you
love me
go.
talking loudly on the call on the train. Yes. Let the stupid American get off the train because he's making too much noise. All right, have a good stream, guys.
See you,
All right,
dude.
guys.
See you, bud.
Also tonight, guys, we actually have a special guest tonight, Christian from the MacintosHgarden.org website. So say hello there, Christian.
I'm back.
Yep.
And he's awake this time.
And he's actually in the future too, because he's there. It's Friday there where he's at. So it's what 2, 1, or 3 a.m. in the morning or something like that.
2 a.m.
And now,
2
Greg,
a.m.
why don't you tell us where he's at?
What do you mean? Where am
What do
I?
you mean?
Because Greg, what country is he in?
Fuck, I don't know.
This is
Denmark
a family
or-
channel, GT.
Oh man, that's an insult.
Uh,
Sweden.
Sweden. that's
Speaking of insults,
tired,
Rocky
though.
is going to behave tonight.
Crud.
it.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
What was that? About 3 weeks ago, I think it was.
No, it was more than that. It's been like almost 2 months now.
No, it hasn't been.
You'll
2
never
months.
live it down, Rocky.
Yeah, if you join us on Discord, you can see what this is all about.
And guys, don't forget, we have Mike back too.
Yes, we do have Mike. So say hi, Mike.
Hi.
Excited as ever.
All right, guys, we got a pretty good show tonight for you. We don't have a lot of topics tonight, but I think we got some stuff we're going to talk about for a pretty long time. So we'll go ahead and jump into it, unless you guys want to say whatever. Oh, actually, let's go and find out what everybody's doing right now. So we'll throw it over to Mike. Mike, what you been up to?
It took you all of 4 minutes to go off script. Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't been up to anything. Just working. Sweating, working, sweating, working, sweating. You get the idea.
Yeah, too much sweating.
Sound like Jane Fonda.
Yeah, it's only been like 100 degrees around here. It's like 450% humidity, so.
Dude, it's 97 right now outside.
You're in Arizona with dry heat.
I'm going to say, but what's the humidity level?
0.
Yeah, it's probably 97 no matter what. See, here it's like 85 degrees out, but, you know, with the humidity and everything, it feels like it's 120.
It feels like you're walking into a giant hot wall.
And I work in that all day long outside with no air conditioning, unless I'm working on a customer's car and I get the actual privilege of taking a test drive.
And you got the AC cranked up, right?
Oh yeah, I ain't driving around with no air conditioning. I had to fix the air conditioner in my truck today.
All right, Rocky, how about you, man? What you been up to since you've been gone for a little while?
About the same thing, working, except I haven't been sweating as much because I've been fortunate enough the positions that I hold have me indoors. But yeah, it's been working, a lot of working, and working on trying to get in over at some colleges. So not to go to school yet, but to actually be a
Learning
instructor.
how to type?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Really?
He's just learning on the different sides of the keyboard where the A and the O keys are.
Jeez.
It's going to be a while before we let that one down. Rocky.
Yeah.
Christian ain't gonna let it down either.
No, I definitely won't.
All right, Greg, what about you, man? I know you got some stuff coming up soon.
Oh yeah, well, I just finished filming the very last video I'll be filming here today. Um, it's very bittersweet to be leaving here after filming for 3 years straight here. This is also going to be my last Mac Yak, which will be filmed here at my old house.
Oh, I got excited. I thought you were quitting.
Funny. So, yes, I'm currently moving. We've got about 50% of the house in boxes, and we plan on being completely packed before Tuesday. So,
Good.
yeah.
Yep. All right, Jay, what you been up to, man?
Not much. I had a plan. I had a schedule, and then some stuff happened. Like I got my servers ready to go.
Your targets.
I got everything all set, and then Final Cut didn't do something that I really needed it to do. So I spent about 4 days perfecting that, and now this weekend I can start recording one of the last excerpt videos. So that's about it. It's been too hot to do anything else. Currently 92 degrees with 88% humidity. It's nasty.
Yeah. All right. Well, myself, I've actually been upgrading my Mac Pro. If you guys watched me a couple nights ago, I actually did the Pixelless mod on my Mac Pro live.
You did?
Yes, I did, and I did it with Jay's blog post, and pretty much looks like I did. I just went off script just a little bit. Instead of doing 2 ground lugs at the top, I only did 1. So, but it works the same. Doesn't matter. So,
And that's the machine you're streaming from right now.
That
right?
is that's the machine I am streaming from right now. So right now, I'm looking at my graphics card. It is maxed out right now. It's not. I haven't seen any drops in the. And we've only had 1 drop frame since we started here too. So that's actually pretty good, I think.
Nice.
So, anyways, guys. So that's the group there. We'll get to Christian because he's not. He's just our guest. Unless you want to. Christian, if you want to say anything about what's going on with you.
Well, pretty much what everyone else has been doing. Working, coding. Not much
What have you
time
been
for
coding?
fun. Wouldn't you want to know?
Yes.
There's a couple of new services popping up in Macintosh Garden in the future. One of them is an image host coming up this weekend, I'm hoping. And then we have file/web host for users that might want some free space for either their files or if they want to host a web page. That's
Sweet.
fine. And I've been working on an API for pulling data from the database. So there's that.
Cool. Yeah.
Lots to do.
He's the brains of the operation.
Yep.
I'm brains of everything.
Man, you sounded like Southern there for a second. I was like,
Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention. Steve and I were once again featured on the Computer Clan's Vintage Apple Vault, Volume 6, or Episode 6. So we were talking about iMac G4s. So if you guys want to check that video out, it just released about an hour ago. So
yep.
Yeah, but check it
And-
out after MacYak, not now.
Yes.
Exactly.
Don't go now. Don't
yeah,
leave
just
us
wait
now.
until after.
Don't leave us now. All right, guys, we got a couple topics tonight. First topic tonight, all right, is the Mac Pro. Let me get the overlay up here so I don't forget it. Is the Mac Pro and the MacBook really needed anymore with the announcement of the new Mac Pro and the new MacBook Air? All right, I'm talking about the iMac Pro, not the regular Mac Pro now. So we're going to discuss this real quick. To be honest with you, I think the iMac Pro is probably there for a low end because you got everybody in all the groups is complaining about the price. Okay, saying that's a ridiculous price for that Mac Pro, blah blah blah. Well, then get an iMac Pro. It's cheaper.
The
You
iMac
know?
Pro is not a bad product.
No,
If
it's
you
not.
use fan control, it's not a bad product. It's a very capable machine, and it was very well received in most of the Pro markets. The display is awesome. It has plenty of horsepower. Doesn't seem to be suffering from any overheating issues up until this point. So yeah, I think it's definitely not low end. I can afford one, but
No.
for maybe not the corporations that can buy 50 at a time, but maybe for the graphic designer who works from home, who has their own company or something. The middle tier.
Yeah.
I think the iMac Pro is still, if they keep updating it regularly, I think it's still a good computer. Now the MacBook Air has always been a piece of crap, and I'm very opinionated about the MacBook Air. And I've gone as far as to say that anyone that has a MacBook Air is a dumbass, and I stand by that. That should be discontinued yesterday. That thing is
Well,
useless.
here's the thing though. Okay, they have a MacBook Air and then they have the MacBook.
That's even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have a low end entry level MacBook, I think the Air is a little bit better than the MacBook. And I think the MacBook Air is only what was it, $100 cheaper, or roughly about the same price as the MacBook. I think
I don't
right
know.
now. But here's the thing, though: is the MacBook doesn't have any fans on it.
Yeah.
Okay, it has the same crappy keyboard as the new MacBook Air, of course, and no Touch ID either. So
The amount of hardware issues with the MacBooks, the 12-inch MacBooks, there's issues with power delivery to the NAND chips. Like suddenly your SSD can just die, corrupt, or disappear. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a quality program down the road because I see them almost daily. Um, and with the MacBook Air, not as much hardware issues that I've seen so far. I get stacks of 2015 MacBook Airs all day long, but not the recent stuff. I mean, it's too new probably to end up on
yeah, I
my
was going to
desk.
say it. They
But
only came out last year, so
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to see too many of them. And I
time
mean,
will tell.
the only drawback between the two of those is neither one of them's upgradable. Um, I think they actually took out the. I know the old MacBook Air, you could actually change out the SSD and put a bigger one in, but I think the new one now is soldered. Like all the other MacBook Pros now are the same. They're all
Yeah.
soldered SSDs. So to me, that's a drawback.
Which is
Um,
ridiculous for the price point. None of those at a certain price point should have soldered in hard drives or RAM.
Yeah, and
Well,
Michael Beard. Sorry
Bird.
if I massacred that. No, I don't think it's Bird. I don't know. He just said what we've been saying for a while, that ever since Steve Jobs died, they've been afraid to axe any product. They just keep
Mm-hmm.
stacking them up next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, nobody had an issue when you had a black or white MacBook. If that wasn't good enough for you, here's the MacBook Pro, 15-inch and up.
Yeah.
People had to make a choice, and they chose what was best for them. Now there's so many options, what's right, what's wrong, and in between, that a lot of people go with the wrong choice.
Yep.
So
Well, and that's the case with the iMac Pro and the new Mac Pro coming out. I mean, they're made for two separate markets, I think, to be honest with you. But then that also brings in the question: if you're going to have the iMac Pro, then why have the iMac?
more affordable.
You know, well, how much? What's more affordable depending on what you get in it.
Well, the iMac Pro is $15K, isn't it?
It depends on what you put in it. I think it starts around like 4 or 5K.
I think it starts around 3, doesn't it?
What?
I don't
No, I
remember.
check.
That's what I'm checking.
But
You check on the Pro, Rocky. I'll check on the regular.
All right.
well, yeah, the Mac or iMac Pro, yeah. Because to be honest with you, I don't think. I mean, the drawback between any iMac is upgradability and maintenance on it. You really can't do either one on it unless you break the seal and break the glue and everything like I did for mine, just to clean the damn thing out.
iMac Pro starting at $5,000. Technically,
that's what I figured.
$4,999.
$5,000. Come on, with taxes and
A
everything.
decently configured 27-inch regular iMac. So that's with an 8-core, with 16 gigs. Well, let's make it 32. Radeon Pro 580X. That's a good
Start
card.
at the base model. Start at the base model. Just give us what the base model is.
Oh, I have to
Probably.
Come on.
It's probably around what, $1,400?
No, 2,300 for the base model. Well, the highest end base model 2017-inch.
Jeez, that went
2017-inch, 27-inch.
27-inch.
Oh, that's not the 21-inch. That's the 27.
And it's a pretty capable machine. I don't trust the cooling in them one bit.
No,
That's
it's only got one
reason
fan.
The iMac Pro is better because it has two fans.
Yeah, the iMac Pro has two fans, but the iMac has one. But again, Michael just said about distinguishing the product lines. I mean, they're blurring everything.
Yeah.
I mean, now you have on the laptop issue, you have the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro. So you have three different MacBooks lines that they only really should have two.
The Air was relevant up until the point they shrunk the MacBook and MacBook Pro to be the same size
small,
as the Air.
Yeah.
And it's the naming scheme is messed up too. Like, why not make the 12-inch MacBook a 12-inch MacBook Air? It's thinner than the Air anyway.
Well, they don't have it. Well, you're talking about the MacBook. Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why revive the MacBook name, or why not get rid of it if you could just merge it all into MacBook Air? You got MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. You still have too many options, even with those two, but at least you narrow it down a little.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest problem, too, is they don't, Apple's actually went in the full circle, I think. Okay, remember back after Steve Jobs left, they just started throwing stuff out there, and they had so many products that you couldn't even tell what Mac was what. I mean, it was just convoluted.
Had 4 different product lines.
But
they were all
before
the same machine with different names.
But Steve came in and axed just about everything and said, boom, we're going to do 4 products, a consumer product desktop, a pro product desktop, a consumer product laptop, and a consumer or a pro laptop, So that's what they need to go back to. I mean, they've got too many desktop models now, and they got too many laptop models.
I think what they should do right now, 15-inch MacBook Pro, get rid of 13-inch.
I agree.
The 13-inch is thin enough as it is. Make that the MacBook Air or a MacBook. Get rid of the word Air. Just make it MacBook.
Yeah.
You got
Let's
a 13-inch
color it and make it an iBook.
And a 12-inch. Do they still sell 11-inch? Is that still a thing?
12. No. They
so you got a
12-inch
and a 13-inch, and just keep that in its little sucky subcategory of underpowered garbage. And then you got a 15-inch Pro, and if you want anything else, you get an iPad Pro, which is very capable as well, or you go to a desktop.
Yep.
Yeah. People will choose either way.
That also brings up another, it's kind of a little off topic, but the iPad series is just like starting to do the same thing. They've got 4 or 5 different iPad models now. It's like starting to be, which one are you going to get? Different sizes, of course. Then you have, like, for instance, what I'm on right now is the iPad Air 5th generation, or iPad 5th generation, whatever the hell they call it now. I forgot what they named this. The naming schemes on these things are just ridiculous now, so I can't even figure out which one I'm on now, and trying to order any type of case form or anything like that, because they're all different. Believe it or not, they are different sizes, because if you order the wrong case, it's not going to fit. So,
dude, on my website, I don't even support the Apple Watch, because building the form for the people to submit their serial number, all the possible combinations of size, color, GPS, band, I'm not even going to touch it. It confuses the hell out of me. I'm not going to.
But we're going to get to the watch here a little bit. But anyways, I mean, I think we're all in agreement though that Apple just needs to start axing some stuff and kind of going back to what Steve Jobs actually envisioned for products, professional and personal sides. That's what it needs to be. I mean,
I think
that's
the
just
announcement, or in a few months, the sale of the Mac Pro, is not going to undercut the iMac Pro. I thought so at first when it was all still rumors. I'm like, why would they? But the price difference is so huge that
well.
they still have a place. And just like there's a lot of discussion on the Facebook groups, like, oh, you're not a professional. Like, who are you to say if I'm a professional or not? Just because I'm a one-man shop, I'm not professional like the company down the street that has 50 employees. No, there's different levels of professional.
Yeah,
And the iMac Pro is good for
fits
one of
them.
them, and the Mac Pro is good for another one. So I think they'll both do well.
Well, it still gets me because, like I said, some of the groups there, everybody's complaining about the price of the base model Mac Pro,
Dude, I
saying
spent
that.
half my day moderating these Facebook groups because if you post something about the price or
Same
grating
here.
cheese or a display stand, I delete it instantly
I
because
do too.
we got the moderator chats going on and we're just so sick of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet
But
you are. And then every time I see one come out, I'm like, can we stop with the cheese grater or the display stand cost? Because it's getting old. I mean, it got old the very first day. It was like, the jokes were old already from the first day. But we're digressing here. So, any other
that's
comments
what we
about
do.
Yeah, I
We
know.
got enough topic material the last 10 minutes. The rest is all BS in between.
Well, I think the topic 3 we're going to talk a lot about.
What is
That's one.
topic 3? I should really look at the topics with
You should.
Yeah.
Still have
Oh,
it.
there we go. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to move on to our second topic of the evening. And this is one that Jay kind of initiated a little bit, but smartwatches. Are they really that great? Now, yeah, Jay owns no smartwatches. I actually own
I
the
don't
Apple
even.
Watch, and I actually own an Android watch that has an Apple face on it. So,
Well, I technically own a smartwatch, but I used it all 5 minutes when I had it.
I have a watch too. Requires me to use my own brain.
Yep. I'm the smart part of my watch.
yeah. Now, to be honest with you, when I first got my Apple Watch, I did use it a lot, did a lot of stuff on it, but then it got old. And now basically I use it for notifications, and when I get a notification, I look at it, and then I go to my phone to read it.
Yep.
But I use it basically for telling time now and showing me the weather, the temperature, stuff like that. That's about it.
That's exactly why I use mine for.
Yeah.
Really? Notifications. That's
And then you
If I
check
have
it on
my-
the phone.
you
If
spend
I have my
$500 on
phones-
a watch, you get a nice little tumor growing here, all for notifications. That's it.
But this is the first.
And he
this
still
is
checks it
actually-
and reads it on the phone.
Yeah, this is the first generation watch, so they don't do any more updates to it. And I'm not going to buy any of the newer ones right now because,
Same.
to be honest with you, I didn't like they haven't changed anything enough for me to actually want to buy a new one.
Exactly.
You can
reason
get
why-
wrist cancer faster.
The reason
GPS
why I got
now.
this watch is because I like fossil watches for one thing, but however, the Android operating system on this thing, like Jay goes, "Bleh," it totally sucks. It is the worst experience I have ever had on a watch.
Serves you right.
Now it does sync up to my Apple or to my iPhone, so I still get notifications on it, and I could do certain things on it, but I can't text or do things like that, which I don't even do for my Apple Watch. So,
How do you tell time, Mike? Anything fancy going on?
I can't wear jewelry because I'm a mechanic.
yeah,
So I don't have a smartwatch. I have one dumb watch I wear when I dress up, which is maybe once every 4 or 5 years. It's one of those kinetic winding ones. It does one thing. It tells time.
I hear.
Other than that, I have a $500 phone that does everything for me. I just have to, reach in my pocket and pull it out, which is, I guess, too much for people to do nowadays.
Yeah.
So I could just look at my watch. Hey, my mom texted me. I really don't want to talk to her.
Well, another thing I actually do use my watch for every once in a while is when I can't find my flipping phone. I have.
Same here.
You can actually. There's a little thing on here. You can ping your phone, and it'll start playing a sound. So you can find it. Find your
Really?
phone.
You know
Yeah.
you're old when.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if they only had an app that would help me find my youth, then I'd be great. I mean, I may probably consider buying one. Sorry, poor white trash in Perry County. This does not own Apple Watches.
Nay, I don't own one either.
You can always take a piece of paper and draw one.
I'm just trying to read through
That-
some of the
That's
the
how I'm
chat
going to do
here.
it.
I'm good.
Matthew says he owns
No.
a Pebble 2 SE. I really only use it for.
Did you show your background, GT?
Yeah.
On your Android watch?
Yeah, it's
It's
look
an
at
Apple. Talk about trader right there.
it's an Apple logo. Whoops.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think his Android watch actually looks pretty cool. I think I don't know, the design of those with the round faces and stuff. I just think is actually cooler than the Apple Watch.
Yeah, I actually like it. Now, one of the other things is this doesn't have a heartbeat monitor or doesn't have the monitor on the back or anything like that. It does charge inductively like the Apple Watch. However, I cannot use my Apple Watch charger on it. It has its own little special charge mechanism. I just like the Fossil watches because I like the designs of, and like you said, Mike, I like the roundness of it. Plus, here's the other thing that this watch does that the Apple Watch doesn't do. I can go and download all kinds of faces for it, whereas the Apple Watch, I'm stuck with whatever Apple thinks that I need to have.
How stupid is that? You've been able to put your own wallpaper on the phone for how long? Why not on a phone? What's so special about the watch that can't do that?
I couldn't tell you, Jay, but basically they have control over, and when they first came out the watch, they said that they were going to allow third-party developers to develop watch faces, and that never happened.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I got it, because I was like, oh, cool, I can get third-party watch faces put on there, because the ones they came out with originally was barely anything on there. I mean, it was like 6 or 7, I think, Greg, at the time.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and even the ones that they've got now, I mean, yeah, I could put a Toy Story one on here or a Mickey Mouse, hands, face, or whatever, but who cares? I basically use one face on my Apple Watch now, and that's it.
I don't do watches. It's I used to wear a watch, and it was nice, and I used it all the time, just like as you would with any other watch. And then I became a technician, and I took it off more and more, and now I don't wear anything. No bracelets, no nothing, and I kind of got used to it.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same way. I wore watches for a very short period of time. And yeah, once you start working on computers and stuff, you can't have them on your arm unless you want to bash them into everything, scrape them on stuff, or shock yourself with them.
Yeah,
They get in the way of the anti-stats.
Unrelated, a question for Dana in the live chat. Where's that picture of that server rack? I wanted to look at it, but I can't find it. Where'd you put it?
What server rack?
We brought home a server rack.
Who?
You brought home a rack and didn't share it with us?
No. I don't think he said he didn't get it because the guy was asking too much money for it.
I think he did.
No, he told me he didn't get it. You need to read Discord every so often.
I'm on Discord. I can't find where he put it.
Wait, why are
it's
we
in
on
general discussion?
Whoa, what happened to the topics here? It went to May 16th all of a sudden.
Wait, what?
No, it's all, I think half of it's goofed up.
Dude, I just saw that happen.
Yeah, it just changed on me.
What?
Dude, that's the second time that iCloud has a brain fart and it restores a super old copy of the document
Open
that
up
we
the
keep.
PDF, GT.
No, but it shouldn't do that, though. That's another... I mean, Jay and I both saw that at the same time. Like, what the heck is
another
going on
issue
here?
I don't have with OneDrive.
Oh, shut up.
It's gone now completely. It just brought up the old one, the May 16th.
Open the PDF.
Yeah, I'm opening
You're one to talk about reading the PDF.
What?
Got it,
You
right?
guys, all of you guys, except for me and Jay, should be editing that document. I don't see anybody else in there
I have not been
but me
lately,
and
I
Jay.
admit.
I edit it on occasion.
What?
I admit I've been
Occasion.
behind.
Occasion.
Yeah, no.
But I got the PDF. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I gotta pull it up real quick because all of a sudden I saw it change. I was like, "What in the heck just happened?"
We're prepared. We're professionals.
Where
We got
is
backup plans.
Jay? You didn't send it in the
It is
wired.
in it.
Yeah, I did.
no.
Oh, it's not in the wire, but it's on the messaging.
In the chat.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go back and find it.
It's not that
Just
far up.
Someone is not prepared.
No, I'm prepared. It's just that I usually like to do the live one because I like to edit out if I need to. But
What?
luckily, I have the news and announcements thing that I actually put in there. So later on, we got a news announcement to do. Why is this not opening? All right. So,
Yeah, I see
any
that
other
picture.
questions on the watch, or we just want to go ahead and move on to our next topic?
I think, I don't know, you use it, you like it, but you don't really use it. Greg doesn't really use it, but you have one. So I think we can all live without.
Yeah.
Mine is 4 years old. Okay, I don't need.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't need anything newer from Apple because I'm not going to pay $300 or $400 for something that I'm just going to use to tell time.
Look at this stupid watch band. This watch band cost what, $500 or something new? And the freaking eject button on it snapped off.
Mm-hmm. The Melanie's Loop cost about that much. Remember that one?
And all that money spent on all that Melanie's bullshit. Sorry, pardon my
And
French.
half
And
of
now-
my links are frozen on here. I can't even press the button and pull them apart anymore.
Yeah, but regardless of how much you spend, today an Apple Watch is not cool unless it has a Pride face and a Pride band attached to it.
Steve,
That's the only way they market the damn thing now.
You're pretty much right now because if you don't have that Pride, band.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, we are going there, Rocky.
At least we're not typing it.
Jeez Louise, this whole episode, I'm gonna get racked.
Oh, you think it's just this episode?
Christian, you have any other views on smartwatches?
He doesn't.
There's shit. One. There's that.
Okay.
And there's that.
That about sums it up.
There you go.
It's like, it drives me crazy. This thing, about 2 years ago, the back just randomly fell off of it.
I've seen how you treat your electronics, though. So
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at Ken's video where his soldering station was upside down on the floor there. You didn't think I saw that, huh?
Huh?
In Ken's video, the vintage Apple Vault that just played tonight, you had your soldering station off the right-hand side, upside down on the floor.
No, my soldering station was over there. That was my old broken one that didn't work.
What are you keeping an old broken one around for? That's what the trash is for.
So my girlfriend has something to melt plastic with.
So it does work.
No, it doesn't actually solder very well anymore, and it only gets about half temperature now.
Yeah, because you got it sitting upside down on the floor, probably just tossing it around.
That was months ago. I don't even know where the hell the thing is now.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right, guys. Next topic is this is a good one. This is the reason why we got Christian on today too. We want to know, especially you guys in the chat, what are your best pre-OS 10 games for the Mac? Not OS 10. We're looking at OS 9 and previous. What games did you enjoy playing on OS 9 and earlier?
Well,
that's a long list for me.
I didn't play them on OS 9. I played them on Windows 95, but I play them now.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. All right. I'll start off.
This is an important question that's being asked by Dana. I'm gonna I'm gonna make it his question, but I'm wondering too. What the hell is your girlfriend doing melting plastic?
Well, for instance, we make pet carriers and cages and stuff, and we have to
For
cut
his,
holes into the cages and stuff.
for your spiders.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. We
And
also
you're doing that
cut holes in
outside
the
or
bottom.
inside?
Huh?
Outside or inside?
Come on,
What?
we're talking about Grudy.
Yeah, he's probably doing it inside.
Oh, I'm doing it inside. Why do you
Aye.
think I have constant migraines? But yeah, we do that. I actually popped a bunch of holes into the bottom of her plant containers recently. That worked. That's what we do with it.
All right, so we're getting
All right.
back into games here.
Yeah, we gotta get back because Matt just fired a shot. He says
What?
pre OS 10, Macs kind of sucked, and
Oh.
I really
What?
disagree with that.
Whoa,
And,
whoa, Matt. Shots
Somebody
fired.
hold Christian back. Somebody hold him back.
That was the heyday of Mac gaming. Hey, I have
Absolutely.
that exact game sitting right over there, Rocky. I just got
Listen,
it from Goodwill.
Yeah.
Matt, I'm gonna tell you something. Most of the good games came out for OS 9 and below. If you go to MacintoshGarden.org,
There we go.
Christian has tons and tons of old games on there.
One of the best shooter games of all time in the
Unreal Tournament.
90s, Marathon. No, I said the 90s, not necessarily
Unreal
late
Tournament.
90s. Marathon, mid to late 90s, exists on the Mac only.
Marathon is a good game, but it doesn't beat Quake.
Oh,
Exactly.
I beg to differ.
I bet
Now-
you do.
Now these
I gotta
days,
play Marathon. Honestly.
let's take it to recent. Let's say the last, 10 years. If a game came out for the PC, you're like, ooh, is a Mac version coming? And the developer's like, maybe. At some point, 5 years later, you got a beta that sucks, and then it just never happens.
Yep.
Back in the day, OS 9, OS 8, if a PC
7.
game came out, the Mac version was available at the same time or shortly after. You know, I had people.
Sometimes it
that
came
was,
out before the PC version.
Yeah, and that was high
Yep.
school. I had people like, oh, Carmageddon is awesome. And I could go out and buy it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have to wait 5 years for a developer to port it over to the Mac. Not like now.
Yep.
And even with stuff like Steam, it still sucks compared to OS 9
That-
days.
Back in the day, there was usually third-party companies like MacPlay and stuff that were porting over the games so the developers didn't have to. Unfortunately, you don't have that anymore.
Awesome.
Oregon Trail. Dude, I played that crap on the Apple II.
You have died
too.
from dysentery.
I did
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was the best game.
I still like the Apple II version.
I love the Apple II version. I played that in kindergarten.
I played that in high school.
I played with
I
my
did
friends
too
in
in high school,
kindergarten.
yeah.
Where the hell did you go to school?
Diablo 2 and the original
Was that-
Diablo.
Was that
See,
for
my
OS
favorite,
9?
Yeah, it was.
my favorite Mac OS classic OS game was still is to this day still StarCraft.
StarCraft was good.
My favorite one, and I still play it today, is Civilization. I love that game. And the best one
they made the 7th guest for the Mac?
They sure did. That's where I originally played it.
What
Oh,
about
wow.
this one
Hi
right
there.
here?
But Civilization
Oh, nice.
4, yeah, Civilization 4 was the best one that's the one I like the best.
Where's my other Mac game?
In fact, there's my Civilization 4 disc.
My favorite
Thanks-
games were
Thanks to MacintoshGarden.org.
Unreal Tournament, of course. Before that, you had what was the first one? Riven or Mist? Either or.
Yep, that's
doesn't
Mist.
matter.
I have it.
Wasn't that an
Amazing
Apple
games.
only? That was a Mac only game, wasn't it?
Nope, Mist
Mist.
also came in PC. I have both versions.
And
But I thought
then
it
there
came out
was
for the Mac first.
the first and
It did.
only ever made X-Files game. That was macOS 8.6 when I had that. That was pretty awesome too. And then you had a series called Time. Crap, I forgot the name. It's called Journeyman. You got
Got it.
different.
Duke 3D.
What?
Journeyman Project Turbo.
Journeyman Project. And
Why
those were
aren't
the
those
kind of
on
games I was
Wired?
into. And then there was Unreal Tournament, and I never
The
stopped playing
original
that
UT.
since.
Yeah, well, and we all know that Jay plays with a puck mouse, so you know.
Yes, sir.
Wait.
Now, who can ever forget this the first time you played it? The original Sim
Never
City.
played it. Not a
I've never
second in
played
my
it,
life.
but I
Never.
think I'm going
I
to.
played it.
I'm going to go to Macintosh Garden and grab it and play it because I want to try it.
It is
Which
awesome.
one? SimCity.
Sim
The
City,
original.
yeah.
The
What,
first.
SimCity Classic?
Oh, I
Yes.
uploaded that.
Yeah, now
Look at that.
SimCity 2000. That was a good game. That was
Great.
probably I think that was the best one.
Mm-hmm. And also, and here's the other good part about the old Mac OS 7 and Windows discs. They came in dual format. Like these discs work on Windows and Mac OS.
Those
And this
things
is the
are
original Warcraft 2.
a real bitch to rip. Like I tried ripping those discs to upload to places like Macintosh Garden and stuff, and it either grabs the PC partition or the Mac partition. I can never get those discs figured out.
Hey guys,
I always
Michael.
get mine to just work.
Michael goes, "Oh my goodness, you guys are like Mac museums."
Yeah, if I knew we were going to sit there and hold it up to the camera, I would bust out my collection too.
There I am. I've got 2 freaking binders plus now. I think all of us know what this container is actually originally for.
Oh yeah,
Not CDs, but that's what it's holding now.
5 1/4-inch floppies.
So
Here's
in the
another good
chat,
game.
we have
West
Fortnite, we got Minecraft,
No.
Prince of Persia.
What the heck?
Fortnite is a PC game. It's not even.
Jeez. It's too new.
In fact, I tried the Mac version. The Mac version just
Ah,
sucks.
Lemmings.
Yes, I have Lemmings. I have that on floppy.
I played that on an Amiga.
Dude, I love Lemmings. It's the best.
The guy in LGR, Clint, he likes Commander Keen. That's his favorite game.
Oh, I love
for some
Commander
reason.
Keen, but that's one they never ported over to the Mac.
Ah,
There's 2 games that I will drop Unreal Tournament for forever. If they not even port, kind of redo, because if you port it now, it's going to suck. If they port Mario Kart and 007 from the N64 to Mac, you will never see me on Unreal Tournament again. I will be playing that day and night.
dude, I love Mario Kart 64.
It's awesome.
That's my favorite one.
Yep.
I think you'll be happy to know, but I'm pretty sure that what's his name? Flood. Our favorite guy with the boneyard. That I think he actually has. Yeah, there you go. I think he has a emulator for macOS to run 64.
Yeah, I got an emulator. I even got the USB joystick for the N64, but it's just not the same.
No.
No.
I'm bit. There's actually in town here. There's one on the Facebook groups, selling groups, that a Nintendo 64 with the game and a controller. And I was thinking about, I was like,
How much?
Nice.
How much are they asking for it?
One
though?
about 65.
Christian, if you want your camera to pop up, you got to say something.
I
With
know.
the-
I'm waiting for everyone else to
Oh.
shut up.
Oh,
Which
Oh,
will
you
never
have
happen.
Sin?
I
For the
remember that
Mac?
one.
Nice.
is that on the
One
Garden?
of the better games from back then.
Is that on the
At
Garden?
least when it comes to shooters.
Is that one on the Garden?
This one should be on the Garden, yes.
That's when the covers did not have to be politically correct and full of
No.
virtue signaling, so you could just do whatever you wanted.
Well, have you
Come
seen
on.
the new games covers now? They're definitely worse than that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no comment.
Yeah, but that's purchase signaling, don't you know?
Yeah.
Who cares?
And Commander Keen, never heard of that.
It's
That's
a
I've seen it,
platformer.
never played it.
It's
You're
a
kidding.
platformer.
Okay.
First Duke's game were in the same type as Commander Keen, I suppose.
So,
Duke
platformer.
Duke Nukem. Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
good game.
oh yeah, and
Duke
Shadow
Nukem.
Warrior. Remember that one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have the new version of Shadow
Off
Warrior
my
and play it on
Duke
my
3D
Mac.
disc.
Or even Doom, you know?
Doom was the
Yeah.
best.
That was awesome. But what I want to know from you, Christian, since you are a lot more tied into that world than I am, and that maybe we are. When did gaming really take off on the Mac?
Oh man.
With the power, with the G3 and the iMac.
Well, I suppose.
Only then, like macOS 8, 8.5.
Oh, you had so
Yeah,
many games for 7 though.
yeah, they
PC
were
port.
there, but the hardware. I mean, the hardware wasn't powerful. And there's games all the way back to the original Mac, but you know.
They're all good games, and I suppose really took off when Quake and all those other games started being ported over. Competitive play and all that.
Yeah, multiplayer changed my
Yeah.
life, dude.
At least here, that's what happened.
Multiplayer and the puck, of course.
And a puck. Even a damn puck.
See, that's
Oh.
because you were all playing Minecraft and SimCity instead of honing your skills, and now you're all hating on me for it.
I should definitely join another game sometime.
Well, you're always sleeping, you lazy ass.
I'm playing in the middle of the night. I know I can beat you. I did it
Oh,
before.
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge.
the claim has been made. I'm going to sit outside for a little bit because it's getting too hot in my office.
I think there's still screenshots from the Quake matches.
There are. They're floating around.
I'm not talking about Quake, that ice skating nonsense. I'm talking about Unreal Tournament.
I grew up on Quake.
Unreal Tournament is a kid's game.
I love Unreal. Don't be talking bad smack
man.
about it. What the heck?
Someone disconnect him from the MacBook right now.
Just to let you know, that's what we play a lot of there, Christian.
Yeah, there's fighting words, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not skilled enough to play Quake, I suppose you have to pick another game.
Oh, we're gonna set up a tournament for next week, 3 a.m. your time. You better be there to defend these claims.
Yeah, I'll show you.
But I don't think I wasn't really a gamer on the Mac, even though my G3 could probably handle most of what was out at the time. I was all about Nintendo, and I think before the N64, which was 1994 or something, 92, I don't even remember. Before that, I had an Atari.
A toy.
I always preferred console gaming over computer gaming, like Mac, PC, any of that.
I would agree. I
know, man.
preferred console, but I mean, to be honest, when I was younger, I mean, yeah, I loved console gaming. That's where I played, all my fun games. But my big stuff that I spent probably the most amount of my time when I was in my childhood, games like Myst, The Seventh Guest, King's Quest, Obsidian, Jewels of the Oracle. I mean, a lot of those games, which it's surprising, and I will gladly challenge anyone. A lot of people who fall under the millennial category or younger. It's funny.
Groody.
Yeah.
Hey, you're one too.
But if
You're a
put
millennial.
them-
Come on, Rocky.
Oh, I'm not. But I'm actually right on the cusp. I can still claim Gen X.
Me
But if you put a lot of the much younger, even younger than that, anybody, especially 18 years old and younger, you have them try to play Myst or Seventh Guest.
Watch their brains melt.
Yeah, exactly. There's no guide or how to, and you just sit them in front of me and say, complete the game. They won't spend 2 weeks figuring this game out, learning all the ins and outs.
Okay,
Yeah,
how
their
about
brain will melt.
here's a game that would melt their brain. Remember the original Mac had Zork.
I never.
Oh my god!
Yes.
You get them on that text based only and no instructions on what you can actually do. They would be there. They would drop it in about 2 seconds. They would be like, "Nope, I'm done."
And a slight deviation from the topic. The best part to me about pre-OS X gaming was the communities. There was no forums. There was no websites. It was all done in person. You were swapping CDs or zip drives and
Or
all that
floppies.
stuff. And someone would come to school with a 90-page printed out walkthrough for something, and you would use the school copiers to copy it really sneakily, and that was awesome. That was the best part. I love
Yeah,
that stuff.
they don't have that problem anymore because now everything can be downloaded, on the internet.
Yeah,
That's true.
that was a big part of the fun for me. And if there wasn't online multiplayer now, I would probably not play Unreal Tournament. I never played solo missions. It was all about the LAN parties and all that stuff. That was awesome.
Well, bringing that up, that reminds me of when I was in school when I was younger in the early mid '90s. My friends, he called into now, of course, at the time it was Sega, but the Sega hotline, and he had mailed. He paid him and his parents paid to have the guidebook mailed out, and his printed copies from Sega. He gets that, comes over, and me and my friends on our block, we all sit around playing the game with the Sega printout that were sent in the mail. And, you all did. You'd sit around, there'd be 5 of you, one person playing the RPG on the console or computer, and everybody else is huddled around giving information and, talking you through it. And everybody's like, oh, wait, I think you missed something over there. Hold on, what if you do this?
Yeah, no, that's awesome because it's. I didn't have that much with the Mac gaming because I was all, but with the N64, for example, internet was just coming up, and you only had access through school, or if you were rich, you had it at home. And you would find this obscure website that had all the keypad combinations to do a certain combo in Killer Instinct or something. You would find a way, any way, to get that over to school, to a printer, and you would be the man. You would go everywhere with that little sheet of combinations.
Do I still have some of mine?
The day when I found the walkthrough for Myst or Riven, it was so hard for me not to look at it. I tried so hard, but eventually I used the walkthrough. It just saved me so much time. My dad was plugging away on his G3, and he spent weeks, like screaming. Like, you go in a submarine, you go here, you come out on the other side of the island. What the hell? I said, here, just read the walkthrough. No, I want to figure this out. And he eventually used the walkthrough as well.
You
But still,
actually
it's
literally could not complete Seventh Guest without the walkthrough and the guidebook.
before I walked outside, I think I saw Matt saying Seventh Quest sucked.
Oh yeah,
Seventh
he did.
Guest?
Yes,
Quest,
he did say
guest,
that.
whatever it is.
You can't talk crap about the Seventh Guest. The game was awesome.
Back in the days, did it used to be the same for you guys that the more CDs that the game had, the more cool it was, or something like that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But the
Obsidian
best
was
invention,
like 8 discs or something like that.
yeah, X-Files was 6 or 8 as well.
Crazy. I remember buying SWAT, probably the shittiest game I've ever bought. 4 to 7 discs or something like that. A bullshit game.
The best part back then was when they came out, because I remember I had 2 CDs for Medal of Honor. And depending on the map we played, you had to keep swapping CDs. And then there was this miraculous thing called the no CD patch. And that changed my life. Every game I could possibly find it for, I had it. And then my 6 gigabyte hard drive started upgrading fast.
Medal of Honor multiplayer was pretty fun until people really found
People
out
took it
how
too
good the
far.
shotgun was.
Yeah, people would sit there forever finding flaws in the map where you could shoot through a wall or you could snipe through the floor and stuff like that. It wasn't fun anymore, but yeah. I played that with a puck too. Kicked ass. Just saying.
Oh my god.
And then there was OS 10.
If anybody needs birthday presents for Jay, just find a puck mouse.
I already got them all. I want that prototype. There has to be a prototype with an LED in it. Has to be. But I think
kinda-
It is.
if it's out there, I'll find it.
That would be kind of cool though, having a light up puck mouse.
if you look at the video from Apple introducing the G3, or whatever first had the puck, you see that when he lifts it and moves it, it lights up. And that was not CGI. That was real. So it has to be out there.
And that was a ball version? It wasn't just a optical one?
No,
like a
ball
preliminary
version.
optical? Wow.
Because if I could find that, I can whoop y'all in UT in style.
God.
Hey, we got Jake in there. He just showed up.
Hey, Jake.
Hi, Jake.
But yeah,
Hello.
really quick, all of you. Top 3 pre OS 10 games.
My top
Greg.
3 is going to be. I used to love playing Risk on the OS or Mac version 7 on the original Mac. Risk was a really good, fun game. And in Civilization, I really don't have a bunch that and Quake, of course, yeah. But those 3 right there are my favorite.
I'll
Greg.
go next.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
SimCity 2000, of course. You have Quake, and third place has to be missed.
Nice.
I'll hop in. My number 1 is actually Myst. And then I would put my other 2 as Unreal Tournament and credit just popped out of my brain.
As long as you
Diablo,
don't
say
put an
Diablo.
A or an O. A or O.
You butthead. No, I was going to say Lemmings, but I only played that for a certain period of time. But no, I had a third one. Completely
Nobody's
blipped it.
saying Worms.
Oh,
I'm
I remember.
surprised about
Diablo 2. Aha! That was it. Or Warcraft. Take your pick. Diablo, Warcraft.
I'm still discovering OS 9 and older games. But ones I play are just mostly my childhood games. That and Quake and UT and stuff. So I don't really have a list currently.
Mike?
Well, StarCraft for one. I mean, you can't beat StarCraft. One of my other favorite games is a little card game called Millborns. I used to play that on my Mac 512, and well, see here, what else did I play? Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, baby.
I used to play that on a PowerPC 603, believe it or not. Well, I upgraded PowerPC 603. So, very slowly. But also Doom. I love Doom. You can't go wrong with
Doom, yep.
I don't think I've ever played Doom.
You should try it. Doom's
What?
a great
Oh my
game.
God.
Ooh, I've never heard anyone ever say that.
I got started late with gaming on the Mac, but for me, it's definitely Unreal Tournament, whatever original game of the year, that Unreal Tournament, Quake 3 Arena, and it's a tie between Myst or Medal of Honor, because I really like shooters, because of the multiplayer. But let's go with Myst for number 3.
I have to admit, I must be an idiot. I have never actually played Myst.
I haven't either.
It's awesome, especially if you play it on a CRT. For some reason, it just adds to the whole experience.
I think I have an original copy of it for PC somewhere. My dad used to.
Play it on Mac, it's way better, honestly.
Well, since Dune was mentioned, we entirely missed the Command and Conquer series, which is awesome.
Oh,
by
true.
the way.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But isn't Command and Conquer, that's in the same realm as Outpost, which is a game that I had.
Or Age of Empires too. I mean, you could play that as well.
Yeah,
that was a good game. I liked Age of Empires.
And I think it was OS 9, but I think Rainbow Six also had a pre-OS 10 version.
Maybe.
That's pretty cool. And nobody, of course, ever tried Virtual Valerie. Huh?
What about Leisure?
We won't admit to that.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Pets. We forgot Pets. I had Pets on every Mac that we owned back in the 90s. We had Pets when it came out.
Pets?
One game that I'm looking for, though, is
What is Pets?
Virtual Valerie 1. Not the second one, but number one. It's impossible to find.
So guys out there
Challenge
watching,
request.
if you guys have it or find a way to get it, send it to Christian. He'll put it
What are
up
we
on the
looking
garden.
for?
Virtual
The original
Valerie
first.
1.
Yep, the
Ah.
first one.
Everyone loves smut.
Especially
Must
No,
be
you do.
preserved. But backtracking a little bit, Pets is actually where it's kind of like Virtual Valerie. Actually, it came out I think before that. It's where you have little pets that would exist on your computer, and you would care for them, but they would be there all the time. They would interact
Do
sometimes.
you know
with
what
certain
Virtual
Windows, stuff like
Valerie
that.
is? It's not about animals.
No, I know that,
Okay, just saying.
but it's a virtual life form on your desktop that interacts occasionally with some of your other items and windows and stuff, and
It's
you
almost
can
like
pet
that
them,
stupid
things like
little
that.
That word
Tamagotchi that they
paperclip.
came out with.
Oh, I had one of those.
God, the paperclip. God, the
My
frickin'
daughters
paperclip.
had those little Tamagotchi things, and they were
Mhm.
they were annoying
I had one.
because you hear them
It was
beeping
the-
at you, and they're like, feed me, feed me, feed me, and then you forget about them, and all of a sudden you go pick it up, and it's like you see the little
Dead.
X's, and they're dead. Yeah.
Everybody had one of those, and
Yep.
everybody gave them to their parents. Like, can you take care of this while I'm at school?
Actually, my sister didn't give it to my mom. She wrapped it up and put it in her drawer so that she couldn't hear it beeping anymore.
Oh, that's just cruel.
I took care of mine until the battery died when I had one. When
Oh,
it
you
came
didn't
out.
feed it batteries.
No, because once it was done, I was done with it. It was like it took years before that stupid battery died, though.
Thank God it died.
Exactly.
What do we got going on next?
All right, so Jay, you wanted me to show this picture so we could talk about it. So here it is. It's up on the screen now.
Well,
The
I'm
server
outside,
rack.
dude. Oh, that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need Dana to talk about that because I want to see if it's up, what he's going to put in it. I'm very curious about that.
Now the question is, did he get the rack with all the equipment inside, or
No, just the rack. But he's eyeballing an Xserve G5 in a RAID.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's going to happen though.
Nice.
But I can't see the chat right now, so let me know what he says.
So far, on my house is what he says.
He says,
I don't know, Jay. It looks like you could make some good use of that with your G5
hell yeah.
Xserve and cluster nodes and your
Well-
RAIDs.
Well, I
Jay
have to
may
take
be
my
selling those pretty soon, actually.
Yeah, I might. But I might have to do that cluster video sooner
first.
than later. Yeah. Yeah, some dude comes up to me and says, "You got G5 extras?" Yeah, I got a few. How many you got? 14. I want to buy all of them. How much? Like, what?
$5.
Jay's thinking like, 200 a piece? Let me see. Let me do the eBay effect on him.
Yeah,
Now,
right?
according to Dana, he says that's going to house 2 Mac Pros, 2 G5s, and maybe someday an Xserve and an X-Raid.
Ooh. What do you mean someday? Go pick it up.
Cool.
That's what he said.
No, remember we looked at that one he was wanting, and it's
No,
cracked
not the
in the
one
middle.
that was dented. He found
Oh,
another
yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, this is a nice one. And he just said, and yes, it has all the power still installed with a master switch and exhaust fans. Ooh,
What?
that's a really nice
Ooh.
rack.
Put some pictures
Nice.
on Discord, dude.
Oh, that's a really nice rack.
In,
Those are
in fact,
expensive.
Jay,
Behave,
since we're talking about this, I don't know if the guy that lives close to you that got my heat sinks, and then he bought my processors too. Matt, I
Oh,
can't
that was
pronounce
that
his.
Matt.
Yeah, that Matt.
Okay, yeah, he
Not,
got the 2.8s from you, and they're working.
and he says they're working perfect.
Yeah.
He's like he threw away the 3.0s.
Was that the same guy looking for the heatsink?
Yes,
Oh, I didn't
he
even
got
realize that was him.
he got the heat sink from me, and then he was saying that he put the 3.0s and they wouldn't work. He said, and I was like, I was out of options. I said, well, talk to Jay. Jay's the Xserve expert, and
Am
so
I?
he talked to you, and you said something about, well, it's probably a bad CPU, and so I sold him my two from the Xserve I have, and the two CPUs, the 2.8 gigahertz, He got them today. He said they work perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
So glad.
he lives very close to me. I met him once. He came over to buy a keyboard when I was still selling them. And we basically shop at the same recycling center, but we've never run into each other there.
So you got to beat him to the recyclers now.
I haven't been there in a few months. I need to go back this Saturday.
Dude, yeah, serious.
Dude, that stuff is expensive.
All right, guys, we're gonna.
$5 here, $10 there, but you do it every week. It gets expensive.
Oh, I know. Yep, there he goes. The heat sink and the CPU's perfect. I said we need to grab a beer soon, Jay.
Yes, we do, buddy. Yes, we do.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our news and rumors. Got a couple of good things in here. In fact, I'm going to skip the first one and go to our second one
we're
on the list
skipping
here.
a lot of stuff if you're going to news and rumors.
No, because we just got finished with the best pre-OS. You need to look at the script. We don't have anything between.
You know, in the document that was linked through the PDF here, there's like 7, 8 topics on the list here. 9,
you got the
10
wrong
topics.
You have.
It's
Yeah,
the one that was linked.
What are you looking at?
You're looking at
The one that was linked.
You're looking at the iCloud one then.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
does
I'm
it say
looking
May
at the
16th?
PDF one. No,
Does it say-
it says February 21st. Why does it say February 21st?
I see.
Exactly. iCloud is having a brain fart.
Exactly. So
Oh, what the heck? This isn't even iCloud. This is the PDF that was in the freaking messages.
okay, Rocky's
Why
having
do we
a-
even bother keeping a PDF if nobody reads it? What are we doing?
All right, so I got a link here. Let me get the link up. But I don't know if you guys heard or not today, but Johnny Ive actually left Apple. Believe it or
I
not.
got
Well,
so
will be
excited when I
leaving
heard that.
Apple. However, the high went way up here, and then it just crashed right back down. Because guess who's going to be? Johnny Ive is basically going to make or create his own company, design company, and guess who's
Yeah.
going to be his top client?
No.
Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I
So
got
he's just
going
to charge more now?
Probably, and Apple's
Oh,
going to
dude.
charge even more.
I bet that he left Apple because he didn't get paid enough, and now he could charge them whatever he wants for the same crappy thin designs.
Mm-hmm.
It's smart, but very disappointing. I was like, yes, he's gone. I was about to bust out the flag and fireworks and stuff, and then I leave. His number one customer is going to be Apple. Like, oh crap.
Well, remember, guys, he used to make some of the best Apple designs of all time. Then he decided that he wanted design over function.
Well, here's
True.
the thing.
He happened to make designs that worked. The iMac that brought Apple back was his design.
Yep.
No fan in it. You know, and that thing just...
That was the slot load, Jay. The first one had a fan.
I know. But after that, they didn't. And those things ran hot. And just
I
because there was plenty of space in there, it happened to work. Everything since then has been getting thinner and smaller. And, dude, what was it? The MacBook Air? One of the MacBook Airs? The fan is just pointed at nothing.
It's true.
You know, that's all Johnny Ive. He's designing us into the ground. I was very happy to hear of his departure, but then sad to see that he was going to be
still there.
Yeah.
He's not leaving.
What are you looking at on your camera there, Jay? 'Cause
that's my ceiling.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
No, I just came in for a second to grab a drink, but it's so hot here, I'm about to run straight back outside. I'll take the mosquito bites over this sauna.
I was going to say, how is it hotter inside than outside?
There's a nice
All
breeze
those
outside, and
machines.
even though I got the fan going and all that, the Mac Pro and all the other stuff I got going is just terrible in here.
You got too much stuff going, huh?
Yep.
You need a window unit like I've got.
No.
Hey, that's how I stay cool in this room when I want it.
I know, but I'll be spending 3 times the power.
Matt says, I don't think him leaving helps anything. The design has been reused over and over. He is probably frustrated. His designs today don't equal profit.
I can agree with that.
I can agree with that too, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the aluminum iMacs, and the aluminum Mac Pros even came from the G5s originally, and then they haven't really changed much on them. Look at the iPhone design. The iPhone design hasn't really changed much.
But I don't have any problem with the iPhone not changing, because actually that's probably their sweet spot on that design, to be honest.
Well,
what's this amazing change you talk about? The bump for the camera?
huh?
Well, yeah. There's not much that has changed, and I think the iPhone needs to stay the way that it is.
Well, no, and it should have stayed
In form.
Well, okay, when you got this little thing sticking out and you go to set it down and it wobbles on the table because this camera's sticking out, to me that means that the phone is too thin.
Yeah.
Which means make the whole phone, the same thickness as the camera. You know? To be honest with you, that's
because he's been working at Apple for how long? Forever.
20 years, roughly,
And
they
he's
said.
probably got a not too shabby salary that he's pulling over there. So he's going to start his own company. And someone is going to approach him like, oh, I make this amazing beer. I want you to design beer coasters. Like, how can you possibly F up beer coasters, right? But Johnny Ive is going to say, well, we're going to
He'll
make
put
them
holes
paper
in them
thin.
that, are offset.
We're going to make them paper thin. There's a bump on the back. Oh, by the way, that's 800K for a batch of 10. Like, how is this going to work? What kind of clients does he think he's going to attract?
That's a good question, and that's probably another topic for maybe we could have a topic once we find out exactly what he's doing, and maybe one of the future Mac Yaks.
Yeah, he's not going to have a big client base. Well, he might get clients like Dell who would want to exploit designs to try to compete with Apple.
And I was just thinking that he's going to get all these other companies.
Yeah, but if Apple is going to be his client, then just like any other supplier or contractor, he's going to sign a conflict of interest clause. So even if another company comes to him like, oh, we want this, but with our logo on it, he's going to still have to do his homework and design something else. But he can only do one thing: thin and small.
Yeah, I agree.
So how do you have a
like him in the bedroom, probably?
Oh. Well, he is British. Wait, no, what? How are you gonna? You can't alter your designs enough to not have a conflict of interest or whatever it's called. So I'm very curious how this is going to pan out. Or maybe he's just doing this for tax reasons or whatever.
I think
the undocumented design feature of the iPhone, where it turns into a banana.
Yeah. Too many lawsuits. People would take a bite and chip a tooth.
What was his favorite word about unapologetically plastic when the iPhone 5Cs came out?
Yeah,
that was unapologetically plastic. It's like, dude, the first iPhones had plastic on the back. Come on.
But you know what? At the very least, if he's no longer an Apple employee, this will mean he won't be in the videos anymore, telling me how this is the thinnest ever, the fastest, the best ever. That
he wasn't in the last video, believe it or not, or the last
on the website. If you go to the Mac Pro website and pull up the videos there, he's like, oh,
I didn't bother.
So it just whatever. It drives me insane. It's the fastest Mac yet. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? What are you talking about?
That's just like when they say the fastest iPhone. I mean, come on. The last iPhone was fastest. Of course, if you're gonna make a new iPhone, it's gonna be faster.
Yeah, you're gonna sit there and tell me, oh, it's twice as thick and half as slow. It's unapologetically garbage. You think you're gonna sell anything? No, of course it's twice as good and faster and better and all that. I don't need to hear about it.
He could be like, what's his name, and say, innovate my ass,
Yeah.
I mean, fastest phone. Will you be typing fast? Will you be talking fast, or what?
To be honest, I don't know.
Apps? it's just faster.
Dude, my mom has a 6S. My dad has a 5S. And guess what? It runs iOS 12 just as good as my XS. So who cares about speed?
Yep.
He gets better battery life too.
And Michael Bird says, heck, there hasn't been much design in the last 20 years, so he should be just fine.
But I think that when the new Mac Pro was in the development stages, that's when I think it hit Johnny Ive. It's like, holy crap. Holy
Well,
crap. They are throwing money at me to think of this IKEA paper towel holder with a logic board in it. I can charge top dollar, dude. I'm going to start my own company, and next time they come at me with a new iMac design, I'm just going to
$1
slap the same foot on it, weld
billion.
it to the back, and charge $1 million. That's what
$1
I think happened.
billion.
Yeah. Because what did he design? Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I would
But
agree.
it's
The new Mac
just
Pro.
like a painting or whatever you call that passes art these days. It's all about the story behind it. That's what all those videos are. Unapologetic diss. It's mined only from toothpick waste or whatever makes it sound great. That's what you pay for. Because
Yep.
anyone could have thought of this design. And
Oh, I
probably
agree
there's
with
there's
you.
PC, as much as it pains me to say this, there's PC designs out there that probably have just cases that might not be as pretty, but where you can access all sides of the board and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what did he do? A metal frame.
Yeah.
That's
He bought an
it.
IKEA towel holder. He bought a cheese grater from the other aisle, and he put them together, and then put a motherboard in it.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yep.
Yep.
It
So-
wouldn't surprise me if he got fired. He's like, dude, $7 billion in R&D, and you give me this? You give me this?
Well, wasn't he the designer of the trash can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he
That-
just
He should
says
have been canned for that.
unapologetic to cover his own ass. Because he knows he
Well,
messes up. He just doesn't have to
and-
apologize for it.
I'm willing to bet you that's the reason why we didn't see him at the keynote at all, is because they went back to the.
He was already packing up his office.
Yeah, he probably was. To be honest with you, because that was only 3 weeks ago, roughly. So, who knows? All right,
Keynote was very bad for my health.
Ugh, dude, we watched it live and we were talking about it in the Discord.
I know, I was 3
Oh.
minutes ahead.
I only
Oh.
remember because we did a Mac Yak about it and we kind of had to go back and make notes. But I don't remember anything before the Mac Pro. That's what I was waiting on. That's the whole reason I was sitting at my desk watching it, is for the new Mac Pro. And the rest is a blur. I
didn't listen to much of it. We're all like, bring in, because we know you guys are going to bring a new Mac Pro in. Just go to it, and then we can cut off the rest of it. We don't have to watch the rest of it. But they had to do it at the end.
Like Lorena
Because-
Bobbitt. You cut off every part we don't need.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, all right, guys. So the next news item is that Apple has come out with. Let me pull up the link here if I can get it. They're basically thinking about getting rid of one of the iPhone sizes, and it's I want to say the mid-level phone.
What?
So,
Wait,
yeah,
they have more than two sizes?
they have the regular size phone, which is right now they got the 10X and the 10X
Okay.
Max. Okay, or XS Max and the XS. So,
Yeah.
like this, for instance, is the XS Max. So it's the largest
It's
one.
the Plus model, what they used to call Plus. Now they call it.
Now they call it Max. It's the
Just
only
put
thing that
some-
they don't put plus on
Yeah.
for some reason.
Everything they add a
Just
plus
put
before
some
they take it
phone
away.
features into the iPad mini and just scrap the rest of the iPhones.
Yeah. So what they're talking
Jeez.
about coming up, if you pull up that link I just posted, they're going to kill off its premium 5.8-inch phone X, XS, and 11 and replace it with the spiritual heir to the iPhone SE, but with a flagship spec. So in other words, they're going to have a smaller phone and the large phone. That's
Ooh,
it.
I'll go for the smaller one.
Now wait,
Yeah,
you're
go for the
okay. So when they go with smaller, you're talking they're going to have
SE size.
like
Like
tiny,
the old, like the,
the
SE
old
size.
5.
Mm-hmm.
The oh my god. Okay. Well, I know which
I will
one. I'll
buy
never be
that
touching with a
instantly.
10-foot pole.
Now, here's the thing, though. We talked about this earlier about the Mac lines where they're getting so many different ones out there and they need to bring it back into 2. They're doing that with the iPhone. They're bringing it back into 2. It's like getting rid of all the fluff and going back to 2 sizes,
Which makes sense.
But I guess a lot of people have complained that they want the smaller phone back,
They're like Jay.
But what they're going to do is they're going to make the bigger one, and then they're going to make the smaller one with the same specs in it. So you can get the SE or whatever they're going to call it, and and the big edition. So,
Dude, sign me up. I love that. This is the XS, the regular, non-plus, max, whatever, and it's too big. I don't like it. But the SE with upgrade internals, I would drop this phone on eBay
and
instantly.
That's what we're talking about when they come out with the iPhone 11 or whatever they're going to call it. I don't know if they're going to start calling it X whatever, because once
XSS?
it seems like when Apple hits X, they stop.
Yeah.
Whatever 10, they stop. It's like, oh, we're not going to make any more versions after 10. That's it.
Yeah.
They'll start calling it the X1, the X2.
Well, they did skip the 9 in the iPhone, so there was no iPhone 9.
Well, remember they also skipped Windows 9 too, so
Yeah, apparently 9 is a dirty number in Silicon Valley.
It must be. It must be like 13 in buildings. They don't have a 13th floor. If you ever notice, sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I never noticed.
Do you ever go
Yeah.
to some hotels? Some hotels do not have a 13th floor. It goes from 12 to 14.
That's silly superstition.
It's superstition, and some
But
places
I'm
don't
not
do that.
I'm not against. If you want to look like an idiot and walk around with an iPad Pro on your face, be my guest. Be my guest.
Hey,
But
I
leave
like
the
that.
option for normal people that want to operate a phone with one hand and not with their hands and feet. SE, perfect.
I operate my Plus model with one hand. Do you have small hands?
No, I got big hands.
Why? How can you not operate your...
Because right now, to reach the top of my screen, like I'm trying to reach my camera right now. I can't do it without dropping the phone in my hand and then doing this. And
Dude, I can't do anything on here. And then, because there's no button on here anymore, I can't double tap lightly to bring the reachability down, because the reachability sucks on here. Because now, in order to do reachability, you have to hold it and kind of drag. It's not a fluent motion anymore.
Now, see, I've never used the reachability. I literally just, it's the way it is in my hand, maybe the way I hold it. I can always reach pretty much everything that's on my phone.
When I had my
use
iPhone
a Plus
8,
model.
Yeah, when I had my iPhone 8 Plus, I used reachability a lot. It was because it had the button on there, and you just double tap it, and boom, it come down, and you could reach with your thumb, do what you needed, and it worked perfect.
Though I guess I have to think about, I'm on a 6S, which still has the bars at the top and the bottom, so I don't have complete coverage across my screen either. So I'm not trying to reach all the way to the top of my phone and tippy top and the bottom base or whatever.
But that's just my opinion. But like Jay said, I think they just they're going back to their roots and going a small iPhone and the large iPhone, and that's it.
Yeah.
People will choose one either way.
Yeah,
true.
So,
do you think the price will come down though on the little tiny one?
Yeah, right.
Well, the price no longer includes Johnny Ive's wages. Well, it kind of will.
It kind of will, because he'll design it. Remember, we're gonna have to start calling it the Johnny Ive tax.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, guys. So the next segment is What Were They Smoking? And thanks to Ken from Computer Clan, we actually have our What Were They Smoking segment this time. So I'm going to post this link in here. This is another eBay effect thing where this guy is trying to, and this is for you, Mike, too. You might want to look at this one. An iMac G5 for $1,700.
Not even a prototype, is it?
Nope.
No. I could understand if Mike's sold for that much, because it's a prototype.
Mike's should be double that then.
Yeah, exactly. But it's only got 512 megabyte of RAM, 250 gigabyte hard drive, and so I'm like, you want
not even a picture on there.
You know the best part when you scroll down. Our goal is your 100% customer satisfaction.
Yeah.
How?
Here's the thing, though, and there's a stock photo. It's not even a picture of the actual iMac. So that's another what were they smoking issue. Is like, hey, dude, if you're going to sell an iMac like that, put a picture on there of the actual product. I did actually offer him $25 for it, and he turned it down.
But the shipping is free.
Yeah, right.
The shipping is free.
Did it really come with an X600 XT in
Yes.
the G5 iMacs? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, my iMac is PCI Express.
By the way, have you guys ever noticed this? Where I just saw it. Here it is. If you look in form factor on this page, it says all Indiana 1.
Huh? Where does it say that on his?
Yeah, I'm trying to find that here.
It's under
it does
the
actually.
product. All Indiana 1.
Oh, you gotta love that
midway's
autocorrect.
down.
If you look at other features, it says built Indiana web camera.
But then for networking, it says integrated. So.
Yeah, autocorrect took in and made it Indiana.
Oh, and I love this. The typo on the left side. Model Idaho is Power Mac 121. What the fudge?
But like Jay said, our goal is 100% customer satisfaction. But
and if you look at his rating, he has 100% positive feedback out of 8,000 reviews.
How? Nobody buys any.
I don't see how he sells anything.
I think we have stumbled onto a drug dealer. You're not buying that. You're buying a few keys of Coke, and that's what you're paying for.
Yeah.
Has to be.
It has to be.
That's funny. He's
Product
had 3
was exactly
reviews.
as described. Item in good condition. Item arrived just as described, ahead of schedule. Would buy from again. So he's doing something right.
Well, he's actually only had 103 reviews.
But if you look at, he's had 8,243 feedbacks.
Yeah, 103 in the last year.
But there's,
But they only have so many reviews from so far back. They don't.
Now, feedback as seller, he's only had, that's very few. Oh, okay.
So what are we thinking? What was he smoking?
I think he was.
I don't know, but can I have some?
There you go.
I think he was smoking that plastic that Grudy was melting with the soldering iron.
Oh, good one. I dig it.
Probably meth.
Yeah.
What do you guys think in the chat? He was smoking some. I mean, this guy. To be honest with you, I looked up the price of the original G5 when it first came out, and that was the original Apple price of that one. So
now we have to deal with Mac Tracker pricing on eBay pricing?
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at Mac Tracker, what it's worth now, it's like way down there. But the original price was like $1,700.
Let's see what every Mac says. Out of curiosity. Because that is the iMac G5.
So, guys, we got about 30 minutes left, roughly. So, do we want to open it up for questions?
Yes, we had a request for Q&A. So let's do it.
Let's do it. So, guys, in the chat, if you want to ask us a question, and we may or may not answer it, depending on our knowledge, go ahead and ask away.
Or we just might not answer it because we don't want to.
Hey, by the way, this cat's for sale. Anybody want to buy it for $1,800?
No.
Hey, there you go. That's a steal.
That cat
man.
is fat. The shipping is going to be too much.
Yeah. Free shipping. He's like, free shipping for $1,700.
Yeah, right?
Should overnight the damn thing for that kind of money.
Well, you have to overnight it.
Might even throw some food in the box.
Yeah.
They're making fun of you. They're making fun of you, Bootsy.
We got a question from Matthew, probably for Grudy. How's the world's fastest iMac G4 coming along?
They caught fire.
Well,
it burns up really quick.
I sent down a whole new iMac G4, to take the parts out of. And he hasn't gotten around to it yet because of the Mojave Patcher. It's still coming along. We're going to eventually get it. I'm hoping by the end of the summer. So that's what's going on with it right now.
Hey, Mike, this is a family channel, and I'm staring at a cat's asshole. I want to go to that.
What are you talking about? You got double the pussy over there.
All right, we just got demonetized,
Oh,
even though we weren't
God.
monetized in the first place.
I thought we got demonetized earlier in the stream, so
Yeah.
Matt says, my questions have been answered. Thanks again to Greg for hooking me up with a heatsink and CPUs. My Xserve couldn't be better. Thanks, Jay. Oh, thanks me for your input on the CPU issue. Awesome.
Yep.
I'm glad it worked out. Now, when
I'm
are we
glad-
going to see a video about it?
Exactly. We need to see a video or some pictures or something. Or an article. Write an article and Jay will
Yep.
post it on MacYak.
And Michael Bird, it is pronounced Bird, by the way. Why didn't Apple present the Mac Pro as the new server for small groups? An HPC on the desktop, a machine learning behemoth, a video production juggernaut. I don't have an answer. You?
Nope. That's Apple's way of doing things.
I really doubt they're ever going to make their way back into the server thing.
Well, they
I
kind
was
of
gonna have
mentioned it in the keynote where they had the server rack-mounted Mac Pro, where basically it's turned on its side and shoved in a rack. But you know,
Yeah, but have you taken a look at the server app? All the essential services have been stripped away from it.
exactly. So it's like,
There's nothing left.
Though, here's what I think happened about Apple's server, to be blatantly honest. Just taking it from a perspective that I've worked enterprise level for companies that utilize multiple different variations of servers.
Yet
I think
you can't distinguish the A from an O.
Bite me. But getting back to the topic. No, the reality is, I think what happened is because right now, to be blatantly honest, and has been the top dog for probably coming on 20 years now, BSD does produce, there are many options you've got for BSD. They do have a lot of the core servers that are running on BSD, they're running on Linux, they're not running on Windows. Even in Apple environments, they could run a BSD-based server that's going to integrate beautifully on a Mac machine. You can run it on a Mac machine all you want, all day long. It'll run perfectly fine. So, on top of that, Microsoft actually, as much as I hate to admit it, produced better servers and a better server environment than Apple did.
Oh, dude, I've seen at that recycling center, they have pallets full of IBM servers and stuff. Those things are awesome. Hardware-wise, they're awesome. They're really impressive.
But the software, though, that Microsoft produces, they do make a good server OS. I'm not going to say it's great. I wouldn't take it and put it on the internet.
They used to. There's a big difference.
What?
No, they still produce a pretty good one.
2012 or 19
Yeah.
or 16. 19 and 16.
I haven't gone that far. I've been up to 2012. The 2012 server is not... I'm not going to say I don't like it.
The last good one, but everything after that, you have the Xbox game services. And it's just Windows 10 with bullshit attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, Windows has gone downhill. I mean...
why are we talking about Windows?
I'm just saying that it's gone down, but that's the reason why I like Mac OS, because it just works a lot better, and I just enjoy using it.
Yeah.
There's a video I showed you guys the other day about this one chick. She said that she switched from why
you can't
I
say
switched
chick,
from.
Man, that's politically incorrect.
I don't care. We're not politically correct on this channel. We're already demonetized. So who cares?
Between what comes out of Rocky's mouth and Mike's cat's assholes, we're done.
Yeah. but anyways, she said she put this video out where she said in the title was why I switched back or from Mac to PC. Well, she only was on Mac for about 6 months, on a MacBook Air at that. That's what her
1.4
experience.
gigahertz. Yeah.
That was her experience with Mac. And then she was talking about, well, Mac makes this. I'm like, Mac makes the Mac? Because she actually said that. She goes, Mac makes the Mac. I'm like, I think it's Apple makes the Mac. But yeah,
You sure?
she was just dumb. And then her reasons were all, I mean, there were people debunking them in the comments and stuff and saying, like, you're just stupid because Apple does, I mean, Mac OS does all of that. You just didn't care to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually had someone email me about the guide I did on my blog to recap a G5 Xserve power supply. And this guy wants to send me a box full of them to recap because he still uses Xserve in his business today. So I sent him an email back, said, dude, off topic, but what do you need all these power supplies recapped for? And he comes back to me and says, dude, the Xserve is the best Mac ever made. Reliably, the G5 is the only one that really sucks. The power supplies, they just go. But he still runs his print company, one of the biggest printers in that region, or in that country, actually. He runs his whole company on Xserve. From print queues to job queues, file sharing, file storage, everything. The designers are working off the Xserve. And for all the things that it was lacking, the Xserve is super robust. The Intels, it's virtually impossible to destroy them.
Yeah.
I've never seen one break from use.
Yeah.
You know, the G5s is a different story, but
But nobody's saying that the hardware isn't phenomenal. It's just they didn't develop a server OS like everybody else did.
Yeah, I still run my servers on 10.6.
So
It's
Grim,
an awesome server OS.
yeah, Grim Pickens said, whilst we're thinking, I'm Dave who modded the MDD motherboard speed because of Greg and Jay, low end Mac. It's running great. Thanks for chiding me into doing and not being a pussycat.
Nice.
You're
I
glad
remember
it's
now.
working.
Sorry, I'm not good at putting YouTube names with Facebook names, but I remember now.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the question is, what are you going to do with that other MDD? Because you have, I believe, if I recall the picture.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Just don't let Jay get a hold of it because he'll want to overclock, and burn it up. And
Pull through it.
If I bring one more MDD in this house, I will get divorced instantly. It's not an option anymore. But I'm curious what he's going to do with it.
So
Jay
I'm sending you my MDD tomorrow then.
See, Jay has to sneak stuff in the middle of the night into the house. How do you think he got 14 Xserves into the house?
Yeah, that was done at 2 a.m. and we're straight to the basement.
She probably still doesn't know you have 14 of them down there.
Well, she does now.
Yeah, she knows.
She'll know they're down there when the lights dim when he powers them all up.
And I only ran 7. I don't know what's going to happen when I power them all up.
I thought you ran all of them at one time.
Sassy.
Oh, that's right. No, you only did 7 of the cluster nodes. That's right.
Yep. I'm scared.
That'll be funny. You have to be videoing
bad-
multiple parts of your house at the time when you do it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to cut the breakers to the fridge, the stove, the AC, everything. And then see what happens.
Don't run the microwave.
Oh, look. This is how you play it smart. See, Dave knows what's up.
Yeah.
Says, my wife hasn't said anything yet. I did her office iMac first. See?
Well, see, here's
Butter it
another
up.
thing. Well, here's another way to keep the wife happy. If she always sets, like, for instance, my wife just came today and said, she sent me a link showing some suitcases and stuff. She goes, hey, I want this. Can I get it? I'm like, sure. Then I go back and say, can I buy this later?
I got this. You
Yeah.
can't say anything about it.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you always use that leverage,
Yep. And
Or you just stay single like I am.
And if
That
stuff
always
goes
works
bad,
too.
you always keep a bag of Kit Kats handy, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Chocolate is the ultimate bribe. I don't care what country, but it doesn't matter. Chocolate always works.
Well, that's women in general. They like chocolate.
So
I don't know.
I don't care.
All right, guys. Any more questions? Because we're going to, I guess, wrap it up here in a few minutes. If no more questions.
yeah, Michael Bird is selling an upgraded Mac Pro 1.1. Michael, if you join Discord, put the links and the pictures there. Then
I
I'm
told
sure
him
someone
that
will
already.
bite.
I told him that. I said we have a for sale text section. In fact, because of that Discord, I bought this Mac Pro that
he's
I'm
already
streaming
there.
on tonight.
Oh, nice.
I bought this Mac Pro that I'm streaming on tonight for $150. It works.
You really bought it from me?
Jerk.
That cheap.
Huh? Yeah. Jay said, "Hey, look at this." It was sitting in Discord. I went and looked at it because the guy was in Phoenix, which is only
We're
about
not
3
going to
hours
talk
from
about
me.
that anymore.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're
Because
not.
Jay is mad because
I am
he said,
mad.
I'm jealous.
but it's a dual tray. He actually had upgraded CPUs that he hadn't delit it yet, so I had to delit them.
La, la,
But
la, la.
yeah, no biggie. But if you guys missed it, I did do a pixelless mod on it, so you guys can check that out too.
No blood.
No blood.
Uh,
I didn't say anything about you, Karud.
No, been ragging on me all night.
Well, yeah, but that's an A and O thing.
That's not going to stop. That's just not going to stop.
Especially
Also,
since we got
if you're
Christian on
if you're
here.
watching this now live or down the road, if you're wondering what's up with the A and O mix up, just find us on Discord. We'll be happy to tell you all about it.
Just post a link to your meme for crying
It's
out
already
loud, your
in there
meme
about
video.
3 times.
Post it a couple more times.
All right, I'm posting it now.
We're lucky though that Christian's a good sport.
Yes, thank God. Because of and I appreciate that. I know that. I hope that you know how
The
apologetic
funniest
I am
part
about
about that, I think we laughed for about 5 minutes after we got way off topic because of that, and because Christian goes, "The F you call me?"
I remember when that happened. That was during one of the Ken episodes. I
Yeah,
think that was
Ken and Steve were
Uh-huh.
talking. They were really
Yeah.
into whatever they were talking about, and he just goes and calls Christian that. And I caught it. And I'm typing
Christian
in
wrote-
our iMessage, dude, it's fog. It's fog.
Well, Christian had said something, and then he go, "I'd watch that FAG." So Christian comes back and goes, "The F you call me?"
And
It was awesome.
me, out of everyone that says that, I couldn't believe I mistypoed that
But
so
then
bad.
Rocky's face when he realized what he did.
Dude, it was a testament to the quality of the built-in eyesight because I saw every shade of red. No problem.
And
No problem.
you
was
didn't
good.
hear it, but you know exactly what he said because all you see is
Oh, we got a question from Neo, by the way. Does it
Ah.
matter if you use a higher wattage power supply on a cinema display?
No.
no, it shouldn't.
Actually,
In
it's
fact-
better to use a higher wattage because it will run cooler.
Yeah, in
Plus,
fact,
less likely to blow.
yeah, in fact, anything that you use a power adapter on or anything, you always want to be higher wattage than what it says or recommends. Never go lower. You can
Now-
always go higher, just
But-
don't go lower.
Michael saw
You
the
can't
video.
say, you got to be careful. When you say higher wattage, the thing you have to preface is what you have to match up on any power supply is the voltage. Your voltage has to be identical.
I understand that. The voltage has to be identical, but the wattage is actually the power draw off of it.
But that's a combination because wattage as now we're gonna go into some
we're
education
gonna
here
get
for
Amps
everybody.
times volts.
Exactly.
Yes, volts times amps equals watts. So you want the same volts because that'll fry something if it's higher or lower, and you can have higher amperage, and it'll be fine. Lower amperage, not so much. So just to preface that, because I don't want anybody come back to us going, I bought a higher wattage power supply and it fried my display because it was higher voltage.
Why do you expect
Yeah.
that everybody that watches the show lives in Kentucky?
Or West Virginia.
I'm just
No, I'm
covering
just kidding,
butt
Grudy.
here. I'm covering butt. I'm sorry. You know?
Kentuckians don't even sound like that.
I'm just covering butt. I'm just trying to, help cover butt.
All right. Michael just got introduced to your video on Discord, by the way. So you got another fan.
Oh, jeez, Louise. Good Lord. I will never live it down.
If you want to watch that episode, I think it was about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, maybe.
I think it was more than that. I
It
really
was
think
the,
it was about 6.
I think it was the VAV4 promotion video.
It might have been, yeah. But anyways, Christian was chatting in the chat, and you could go back and watch it real time if you
Why
want.
don't you play it here? Can't you drop it in?
I have to go find it, find the timestamp and everything. Yeah,
It's
I
right
mean-
there.
I mean the
on,
clip.
Oh,
yeah,
the clip.
He just dropped the clip in Discord. I see it
I
right there.
drop it there about twice a day.
Well, no, I have
Nobody
it down.
forgets.
Jesus.
I actually have it downloaded here, so hold on. All right, we shall play this since.
Yeah, we're already demonetized.
Oh,
Who
my
cares?
good Lord.
All right, so here we go, guys. You ready?
Christian knows I have the utmost respect for him.
with
He's
firewire.
Here we go. It's
one of
playing
my favorite
now.
Computer and edit an
It's playing
iMovie.
now.
Oh, good Lord.
You're
Okay,
fancy. I had a VHS camcorder with a Power Mac 7500 with the Power Mac
Look at the slow-mo right there.
7500
That's
with
the
the AV
key
inputs
right
on it.
there.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I borrowed my father's camcorder and
This is
downloaded
worse
a
than
5-minute
greedy
clip
blood-
that took up
blood
700 megabytes on the hard
sacrifices.
drive. It's 320 by 2.
Conversation. I had a little
So it
DV
doesn't
tape
get old
with
at all.
firewire. Bring it in the computer and edit an iMovie. 06. No.
The eyeballs. I thought your eyes
You're
were gonna
fancy.
pop
I
out
had
of
a
your face.
VHS camcorder
But
with a
I
Power Mac
love
7500
slow-mo.
Power Mac
I
7500
believe it.
with the AV
I
inputs
can't
on
believe
it.
I made
Oh,
that
that's cool.
typo.
I borrowed my father's
Especially when the
camcorder
A
and
is all the way
downloaded
on the
a
left side of the
5-minute
keyboard
clip
and the
that
O
took
is
up like
all the way on
700
the right
megabytes on the
side.
I
hard
Have
have
these
no
drive.
different
idea.
It's like
guys.
320 by 2.
Conversation.
to
I had a
Ricky
little
Yanni, I mean,
DV
Oh,
tape
yeah,
with
yeah.
Any good
firewire. Bring it
There
in the
you go.
computer and edit an
Oh,
iMovie.
my good
06.
Lord.
No.
Any other questions?
You're fancy. I had a
Wait,
VHS camcorder
here we
with
go.
a Power Mac
Brock is asking me
7500
a
with the
question.
Power
DT,
Mac
what's the GPU wattage now
7500 with the
during the
AV
stream?
inputs
Okay,
on
that's a
it.
good
Oh,
question.
that's
So
cool.
I don't know
I
what the
borrowed my
GPU
father's
wattage is
camcorder and
because, like I said,
downloaded
it's
like a
coming off of the
5-minute
power
clip
supply.
that took up like
Right
700
now,
megabytes on the
PCIe
hard
slot
drive.
1 is
It's
pulling
like
about
320 by
34
2.
watts,
Conversation. I had a little
and the power
DV
supply is
tape
pulling
with firewire.
Hold
296
up,
Bring it in
hold
the
up.
watts.
computer
The
and edit an
audio of the
iMovie.
video is still
06.
going in the
No.
background.
It shouldn't be.
You're fancy. I had a VHS
Oh, wait.
camcorder
There we
with
go.
a
Turn
Power
that
Mac
off. Okay,
7500.
never mind. All right, it's gone now.
Thanks,
It's weird.
Lando.
I have to turn both of them off. There's two little buttons on there to do it. So
Thought you were a pro. What's going on here?
I'm getting
Yeah.
there.
It's only been 30 episodes, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, I'm gonna wait till one of you guys actually do the streaming, and I'm gonna laugh at you.
Oh, Steve
Hey.
can do it now in Japan with his 90 megabit upstream.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Jay
And
can
we'd-
do it because
and
Jay's
we'd
got the
still be
second best
buffering.
connection.
And we'd still be buffering.
Yeah, right? Gonna have to get through all that. Yeah.
But right now, looking at I'm running about 316 watts right now on the power supply, but 34 watts on the PCIe slot 1. At idle, this thing runs about 190 watts at idle, so that's probably about, GPU's probably pulling, I think, 140 watts right now, roughly, somewhere around there. I mean, that's what I'm calculating. But, okay, here's the thing, though, is that the Wirecast is actually not using the GPU to encode. It's actually using the CPU to encode right now because I don't have the GPU, what do you call it? We were just talking about that, Greg. The GPU
Encoder.
encoder.
Render thing. The pad.
Yeah. I can't think of the name of it, but I don't
Wow,
have
you guys
that.
sound really professional right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you using to pull up the wattage? iStat?
No, I'm actually using hardware monitor. And I could see all the different, I could see each PCIe slot, the amperage, and I could see the wattage. So if I'm looking at right now, the PCIe slot 1 is pulling 2.75 amps. And the power supply is pulling 24.11 amps right now.
We got another question. When are we going to get AirPods? When
What?
I want a brain tumor, not before that.
Never.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something.
Never seen the
These
point.
are probably the best thing ever.
They are.
The audio quality's good on them. They don't disconnect because it's plugged straight in.
Yep.
Can't lose just one.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mhm.
If you lose one, you lost both.
Did
I
you
don't
see
even
the
own
add-ons
AirPods.
for the AirPods? You can get a
What's that?
subwoofer now.
What?
Yeah,
Why do you
can
need
get
a subwoofer for what?
It's this title plug that goes straight up your ass.
Oh my
Duke
God,
the
that's
Fat Cat goes,
beautiful.
I'd love to see a stream with all of them
Hey,
wearing
you
AirPods.
better hope it was designed by Johnny Ive and it's nice and slim then.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna
It's
be
like
in
a butt
trouble.
plug. There you go.
Probably not a real product, but still.
Duke,
Wouldn't surprise me.
It could be in Europe.
yeah, Duke, I don't think you're going to see any of us wearing AirPods anytime soon
No.
in this stream.
So Jay,
Heck
where
no.
are you from?
I'm in Ohio. That's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
say.
where are you from?
Nah,
I'm in
Somewhere in
Kansas.
Europe, I think.
no comment.
Though, you know what? I will say this. If I wanted to get Bluetooth whatever,
Up your ass.
no, that ain't going there. Sorry. I don't want cancer on my, my
Rectum.
exit hole. So, yeah. No, we're good. I don't need to see the doctor more than I already see them. But no, what I would do is actually Philips for $20. I can get their over-the-ear headset, really comfortable, works really well, has decent audio. Unfortunately, I killed my last pair. I had it for about 4 years. It died. Great pair. That's what I'd buy. I wouldn't waste $150, $200 on a set of
Yeah,
AirPods.
what do AirPods cost anyway?
They're
Oh,
expensive.
It's expensive. I think that's like
300?
170, 150, 170, somewhere around there.
They're
Jeez.
There's
stupidly
like two
expensive.
versions now. One's
Isn't
like
the new
170.
model like more expensive, like $300 or something?
Basically,
Yeah,
it's like
I'll
the new
pass.
Apple Watch. It's like you're paying for something that only does one or two things, and that's it. And you're paying like $300 for it. Yeah.
It's just
Hey.
there's so many other Bluetooth options you can use, and they work phenomenally, and they sound really good. So what's the point? If I'm going to get Bluetooth, I'll get one of those.
The next headphones I'm gonna get, I want some kind of noise cancellation in them. That's
Over the
it.
ear.
I don't want wireless.
Yeah. I like I said, I've got about 20 pairs of these things because every time I buy a new iPhone or get a new iPhone, I get a new set. But I've been using the same set forever because these things last forever.
They do.
As long as you,
Unlike
as long
the
as you
power
take care
cords.
of them, as long as you take care of them. Now, my son and my wife, they are hell on power cords and other stuff like that.
I'm hell on power cords. I don't buy Apple power cords.
I'm not. This is an Apple power cord that I'm using on my iPad right now, and I've had it for a long time, and it still, is good. There is
I
no
just switched
fraying.
over to the third party.
I
Yeah.
went Moshi.
Braided
Moshi
sleeve.
is like the best.
Let's see. I got this at the AT&T shop. Pure Gear. Sturdy as
Never
hell.
tried them. Moshi, never had a problem. I've had mine for
And the
years.
nice thing
Love it.
about these right here is you can still listen to music on an old iPod. With
Good point. Yes. And you can plug it into a MacBook or a Mac Pro, and you can actually use the volume control.
Now,
Yeah.
however, this version of the iPod, I can't control anything with the little bud here. So
We have
Oh.
it has its own remote.
yeah,
That
it has
one
its
supported
own.
it.
That's
Well, you
what
just
this
need one of
little
these, GT.
yeah
there you go.
yeah. See, that's what that little hole is for right there for the remote.
Question for you. Question for you,
For-
Greg. Does the
Yep.
2009 Mac Mini support 1333 megahertz DDR3?
Yes.
All right,
And
there we go.
What? It can only be one answer.
it will see it, it will use it, but it won't use it at 1333. It will only run it at 1066, even though it says it's at 1333. In fact, that video I just finished filming today, I talk about that. So
Oh, why don't you upload it then so we can see it?
I haven't finished it yet.
No, for us, your patrons. See, guys, I pay these guys for content, and I don't get nothing. See, except for Rudy. So,
I make
all right.
content
Huh?
sometimes.
Now, Duke says download Mac Tracker, very useful for Apple collectors. I have to disagree. Mac
Uh-oh.
Tracker is okay.
Yeah, but
Your gold standard is still going to be everymac.com, to be honest.
Oh, shit. You
sometimes
did not
every
just
Mac's
say that.
pretty
You did
screwed up.
not
I
just
did.
say that.
I did.
No, the gold standard will be
Woo!
Apple
For
serial number
information.
info.com.
If
Yeah,
you
but
want
the
serial
idiot
number
that makes
information.
AppleSerialNumber.com gets a lot of stuff wrong too.
Oh, shots fired.
We're going to have
Love
a
you,
chat
Jay.
after this. It's not going to be pretty.
Who was asking if we roasted each other on here? See,
Yeah, there you go.
we do this all the time.
Now, I have to admit, you want the gold standard in serial number information. That is Jay's site. That is AppleSerialNumber.com. However, you want the information about the machine, all the old information, all the BS. That is still every Mac. But you want to track the serial number, go to Jay's site, use that, then go back after you figure out what it is. Then go over to every Mac for a little bit of extra information.
Okay, but here's the thing, though.
I got all the details.
You have all
the
the information?
We're going to have a chat.
All right. Yeah.
You haven't logged into his site lately, have you?
He only limits it to searching the serial number like once a day or something, or twice a day. I mean, it's great. It's a great site. I'm not dissing your site. I love your site.
No, he doesn't.
I do use it.
You can
if you pay
buried the hole, man. It's just getting deeper.
If you pay, you get unlimited searches.
I'm gonna misspell your name now.
Good luck, Joy.
Matthew goes, I disagree. Mac Tracker is the quickest for me to use, and I can add products to my favorite list. And then Londo goes, every Mac does have a lot of compatibility lists. Gay.
I didn't say it.
You would.
Well, see, but gay can mean another thing. Gay just means he's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ain't 1955, bro.
But I'm just saying, it does.
All right.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start closing this up. So we're going to go ahead and do our shameless self-promotions. So take it away there.
Time you've had that up for like 30 minutes.
I know, because we were supposed to be talking about it, but we got sidetracked like we normally do. So, Jay, go for it.
Xserve G4. I got, I don't know if you can see this. I got them all lined up. The whole family is here. First gen, second gen, and the cluster node.
What does this stand?
You'll see when you watch my video.
Okay.
But that's in the works for me. I got some website updates coming. But video-wise, that is it. I currently have nothing else planned.
Greg.
Well, you guys know I'm moving and stuff. Well, this is all shameless self-promotion, isn't it? So,
Yes.
You have no problem with that.
Yeah, hey. But, don't forget, guys, to check out Apple Vintage Apple Vault Volume Episode 6.
Damn, that came out smooth.
Yeah.
I have a headache, which Steve and I are both in, talking about the iMac G4. Very, very good episode. If someone could put the link there, because I don't have it right now. But anyway, I am getting ready to release the very last video that's has been filmed here and will ever be filmed here. I'm editing it right now. I'll be editing it after the video, and that is on the DOS Dude 1 World's Fastest 2009 Mac Mini, which was a very interesting coincidence about that RAM question, because I talk about why the 1066 is literally the same as the 1333 in that video. And like I said, it will see it as 1333, but it will only run it at 1066. Figured that out in another video I filmed. But yeah, I'm moving and everything's going to be changing and better film equipment and stuff. And
Tripods.
And no floor.
where is my tripod?
Exactly. You just made my case.
Point made.
Tripod.
Ah, look at all the dust on that thing.
But yeah, everything's going to be getting better. Better cameras, better filming location, and won't be doing things on the floor. So.
All right, Rocky, what about you, man? What you got going on yours? Although I haven't seen anything lately.
Yeah, I've been extremely busy. So I don't have a lot in the pike. I'm going to try and, in what little free time that I have, I'm going to try to actually produce something. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'm not sure what pipeline it's going to be under. It might actually be EMP that does it before I do, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine.
That's,
Mike, how about you, man?
I'm going to do a video this weekend.
Of what?
Can't tell you.
Oh, keep us
You
in the
can tell
dark.
him.
Pornhub.com.
Secret.
No, I'm kidding.
That's the big
I'm going
secret
to.
about it, Mike.
I'm going to. I'm going to unbox Greg Reckay's first gen Blueberry iMac.
Woo!
Ooh. You gonna do it live or recorded?
No, I'm going to record it because I'm not going to do it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay.
I was
And
given
Chris.
a new camera. I'm going to try it out.
Ooh, sexy.
Cool.
Nice. Hey, Christian, our guest tonight. You want to plug your website?
Which one?
Well, whichever one you want. Not the X-rated one, though.
Oh, okay. Macintosh Garden.org. The best place to get software for your old Macs.
Darn right.
And pretty much all the games we talked about tonight, guys, you can actually go and get from MacintoshGarden.org.
Yep.
And you do have a Patreon, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's on there on the front page. Free for anyone who wants to, click, read, sign up.
Yeah.
For one of the tiers, I don't know.
And if you guys do use it, if you guys do use the site, support him. I mean, he's doing a lot of work for the community out there and keeps a lot of this old stuff relevant and easily findable. Let's put it that way.
Well, it kind of sucks because I just learned he doesn't even have Virtual Valerie 1. What kind of shop are you running over there?
The second one, though. So,
in fact, I think Steve, who isn't here with us tonight, probably has uploaded the most in the last month or two to you, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, if you keep stats on that kind of thing, you'll probably see quite a few gigabytes from him.
That's the thing. We don't keep tabs on our users that way.
Ah,
that's a good
thing.
That's
refreshing.
Come on, you need to start tracking people. You got to be like Apple and Google and all the other big players.
You want to be like Google.
Yeah. Google tracks everybody. So
track it all.
Don't track anything. So
yeah. And last but not least, basically myself, I just did a video live the other day. I'm going to start doing more stuff on my Mac Attack channel. I'll probably put the link in that one. But I'm going to start doing some more videos and stuff. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't have a Patreon. I just do this stuff for fun. Just like Mac Yak here, we all do this for fun. We don't. We're not going to probably ever put a Patreon out there or anything like that. This is just something us 6 guys enjoy doing, and it's for you guys out there.
Yeah, and if you're watching this and you're like, Jay is the funniest guy there, I admit it, then you can always find my Patreon, and, or you're like, Greg does have the steadiest hands out there, then you can go find Rutger Moss Patreon. And he's like, I don't like any of these clowns, but I love Christian's beard. Then you go find his Patreon.
There you go.
But Mac Yak as as a whole will probably
Yeah.
never have a Patreon.
And speaking of which, one of the guys asked a question there earlier, and I answered it in the chat. He asked who was in charge of MacYak. Nobody is. All six of us are equal partners in this.
Yep.
I just happen to do the streaming from my place because I have the best internet.
Which is super appreciated. I want that noted.
And I don't have a problem doing that. But all six of us make the decisions of what we talk about and stuff like that. Now, some of us need to participate more in that.
It's,
Greg, Rocky, Mike,
Yes,
Steve.
I apologize.
If there's a guest coming on,
Did I typo again?
we type or we vote on it. Like, these guys have been wanting Christian back for months, and I kept saying no. I didn't like him, but kindly,
I said
finally I gave
.com.
in.
Dang it!
You did what?
You know, it's like Greg said, it's an equal thing. We just have fun with it. It's not a headache behind the scenes where we have to fight about stuff or
unless
talk
you're me
about
who
money.
typos.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, that just makes it funny.
That's
That means we have memes.
I did it again. I've got another meme now. I said .com instead of .org. Oh my god!
Well, then you go Racky's Type House.
Jesus Christ.
House.
Yeah, because Dana said that Rocky is gonna provide typing classes in the future.
Oh, .com redirects you to a malicious website.
Oh, you just gave our viewers malware. Nah, that's a new low. Thank you, Rocky.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
Okay.
No, Rocky,
God.
back in the days,
Okay,
back
Rocky,
in the 90s,
stay away from the keyboard.
Good
Rocky.
Rocky.
Rocky,
back
stay
in the
away
90s.
from the keyboard.
Oh, I
in the
apologize. I
We
apologize.
had a course for old people, so you can get a license for your computer.
Rocky, delete that one. Just
I don't know how. How the heck do I delete it?
Because
You
it
need
won't
a
let me
license.
delete it for some reason.
I can't either. Whose bright idea was it to make Rocky a mod in the channel?
There, I removed it.
There we go.
Christ. Oh, I just removed it myself according to the computer.
Nope, actually I did. It says
Now I'm going to have to download the show, Final Cut Pro it, and make another meme out of it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to become the typo person. That's
why
going to become my new
Rocky,
title.
We're going to keep you away from the keyboard. We're going to tell you to unplug the keyboard before you get on MacYak.
Okay, button right here. We're going to off.
No more type for you, brother.
Exactly.
Oh, my word.
All right, guys. Next week, we will not be having a show because it's July 4th on Thursday next week. So
Happy
we will
4th of July.
We will not be having a show that night. I'm going to be watching fireworks straight out my window here, right behind me, because they have them right across the street, pretty much. So, you guys have a nice, safe 4th of July, and we will be back. What is it? July 11th, I think, is the next show.
Yeah, July 11th.
July 11th. I think we will have some guests on. I don't know who we're going to have yet, but if you guys can think of some topics, put them in our Discord channel, which I'm going to put up here.
We're going to track down the original model that inspired Virtual Valerie. She's now 103 years old.
Probably still smoking hot.
Yeah. Still has 2 teeth, but it's all good.
Yeah. So
and don't forget to join us on Discord.
Yep. And we have a bunch of text groups there that you can put topics in there. If you have an idea that you want to hear us talk about, throw it in there. In fact, one of the topics about the watch was one of your guys' topics that came up. That's the reason why we talked about it tonight. So, keep up the good work there and give us some good topics there. We can't think of everything. Even though we
think
know
of it
everything.
during the week, and then we just talk about it usually and forget to talk about it on stream.
Yeah,
but,
dude, that happens all the time. It's like, we should make this a topic. We talk about it for 2 hours, and then
or people like Greg comes up and says, "Hey, we should talk about this," and we say, "Put it in the document," and then he never does.
Yeah, never does.
I forget, or I'm not anywhere near a place where I can do it, like I'm driving or something.
BS. BS.
I can't say
So-
anything because I'm the typo master apparently right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick you out of the collaboration for the document.
All right, guys.
You're
so
not
make
going to
sure-
screw this up.
Make sure you like this video, thumb up or thumb down it. Either way, doesn't matter to us. We pretty much want thumbs up, if you can. Like and subscribe both YouTube and Facebook. We do have a Facebook group that Rocky actually maintains. No typos there
Sometimes.
yet. So.
I've been neglecting it lately. I apologize.
No kidding.
Sometimes some of us hang out on Discord afterwards. You can actually get on voice there, talk to us on voice chat on Discord. I unfortunately will not be there tonight, so if you guys are going to be there,
I will
fine. I won't be there tonight, but we usually hang out there. It's called the after show. So check out the description and links. All of our links to all of our different pages and different websites are down there. And spread the word and tell your friends. We had a good turnout tonight, so spread this word. Tell them that, hey, you saw this channel, thought it's pretty good. A lot of good, knowledgeable guys on here. Tell people to come watch us.
It's Computer Clan approved too.
Exactly. Ken has been on here twice already. He's actually going to be on here again soon. Don't know when, but he will be on here again. So if you guys like Computer Clan, then he will be on here.
Yeah, I can't keep that guy away with a stick, man. He's
No.
back.
He's a good guy, though.
He's a good Mac guy, so he does a lot of Mac stuff. So a
He
lot
can
of his
share
videos,
Mac.
Christian.
Yeah.
You put him and Steve in the same chat and just lean back, watch the 2 hours fill the cells up.
Exactly. So anyways, guys, come back there and join us. So we're going to go ahead and cut this one off, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Hey guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.